Chapter 12. A Puzzling Secret. Nancy might have been bitten by the vicious dog if the letter carrier had not acted quickly. As she dodged the animal, the man leaped from the vestibule, seized the hose from her hand, and beat off the dog. Nancy ran toward the cellar door and yanked it open. When the animal followed her, she got behind the door. As he shot down the cellar stairs, Nancy slammed the door shut. He was trapped. In the meantime, the letter carrier examined his torn trouser legs. "Are you the owner?" he asked Nancy. "He belongs to Mrs. Alexandra's grandson. The dog must be turned over to the authorities." "I agree with you," Nancy said. "If he's allowed to stay here, someone may be bitten. I'll call the dog warden at once." Anna, who had witnessed the scene from indoors, offered no objection to the decision. "The dog has greatly upset Madame Marie. It should go," Anna said quietly. Nancy telephoned the city pound, and presently a man arrived to take away the dangerous animal. Rudy resisted capture, but eventually was subdued. "It is a great relief." Anna sighed as she prepared a tray of food for her mistress. A bell in the kitchen jingled. Anna explained, "It is Madame Marie. Come and see her." Nancy followed Anna upstairs to a large room. The walls were draped with silk hangings, the floor covered with a beautiful oriental rug. A canopy of blue velvet with gold fringe hung above a large four-poster bed that had graceful figures of swans carved on the headboard. "This is a queen's room indeed," thought Nancy, as she and the woman exchanged greetings. Mrs. Alexandra, her face pale, tossed restlessly on a lace-covered pillow. "Anna, why were you so long in coming?" "I came as quickly as I could, madam. There was a slight disturbance. The dog?" "Yes, but he will annoy you no more." "I am so glad. His constant barking makes my head ache." She went on, "Anna, bring my clothing. I cannot remain in bed any longer." "But, madam, you must rest. I will bring your luncheon tray." "I have no appetite." "I'll sit beside you while you eat," Nancy offered, "and you can tell me of life at court." She knew that the woman frequently forgot her present troubles while talking of happy past events. "I will taste the food," Mrs. Alexandra murmured politely. Nancy and Anna raised the woman up in bed, bracing her with cushions. The maid then brought water in a silver basin. After washing her mistress's hands, she dried them on a towel of fine linen. The woman's initials and a royal crown were embroidered on it. At first, Mrs. Alexandra ate sparingly, but as Nancy encouraged her to talk about life at the palace before the start of the revolution, she seemed to forget her unhappiness. Soon she had finished the entire meal. "Madame Marie, would you not enjoy showing Miss Nancy a few of your things?" Anna said, delighted that her mistress's spirits were lifting. "The orchid silk sachet bags we used to send your clothing, for instance? I should love to see them. Everything," Nancy said. At a nod from Mrs. Alexandra, Anna brought one of the perfumed little bags and laid it in Nancy's hand. It was decorated with a hand-embroidered monogram. "And here is one of Madame Marie's handkerchiefs," Anna said. She was holding a dainty square of white batiste, embroidered in brown with a lace border. "The skillful mendings were made by Madame herself," the maid explained. "Even queens in my country are taught to be thrifty." Mrs. Alexandra smiled. "Anna, bring out the porcelain bowls." "But, madam—" "Nancy is our friend, Anna," she said irritably. "Your caution annoys me at times. You keep everything hidden because you are afraid we shall be robbed. Why, You even distrust my grandson." The maid bit her lip but made no reply. She went over to a carved mahogany chest, unlocked it with a huge brass key, then removed porcelain bowls, enamel figurines, and other treasures. "Do not forget the footman," Mrs. Alexandra ordered. "Perhaps Nancy can guess his secret." Anna took out a rotund, lifelike figurine of porcelain. It stood about 8 inches high and was unusual, but not as attractive as some of Mrs. Alexandra's other treasures. "This and my Easter egg are my most prized possessions," the woman declared gaily. "The little statue looks like my own private footman at the palace, but also he is special. Nancy, can you guess why?" The girl shook her head, waiting expectantly. "The figurine represents one of the most courageous of the court servants. My footman helped me escape during the revolution. When I fled, I took this little object with me." "Is it your jewel box, Mrs. Alexandra?" "Yes. Is it not clever? I shall now reveal to you how it opens." The woman reached for the small statue, but before she could show Nancy its secret, footsteps were heard on the staircase. "Quick, madam!" exclaimed Anna. With amazing speed, she snatched the footman from Mrs. Alexandra and locked it in the chest, along with the other art treasures, then quickly hid the key under the rug. "It is only Michael," Mrs. Alexandra said, recognizing her grandson's step. "Nevertheless, it is well that the treasures be kept out of sight," Anna insisted soberly. Michael did not enter, but went on to his own room. Nancy, not wanting to meet him, thanked Mrs. Alexandra and said goodbye. But she determined to come again soon to find out if the footman were the jewel box mentioned in the Nightingale song. As she was walking away from the house, Michael hurried after her. With flashing eyes, he confronted her. "I heard you talking to my grandmother," he stormed. "What's the idea of coming here? First you left me stranded on Star Island." "That was none of my doing," Nancy replied coldly. "I will say, though, that you deserved it." "And then you deliberately got rid of my dog. One of the neighbors told me." "Your dog attacked the letter carrier. Rudy's been sent away for 10 days' observation." "If Rudy bit anyone, you probably made him do it." "How ridiculous!" "I've caught on to the fact that you're trying to turn everyone against me," Michael went on. "Especially grandmother." "That isn't true." The unpleasant man edged closer to Nancy. "If you come here again, you'll get more than you bargained for." Before Nancy could voice an objection to his threat, he re-entered the house, slamming the door behind him. "I'll come here as frequently as I wish," Nancy thought angrily. "At least as long as Mrs. Alexandra wants me. He is the one who should be kept from the house. He isn't bringing his grandmother any happiness, and I'm afraid she already has given him more money than she can afford." For the first time in her life, Nancy regretted having solved a mystery. By finding Prince Michael and restoring him to his grandmother, Nancy feared she had only added to the unhappiness of the gracious former queen. In returning home, she chose the familiar way, which led past Mr. Faber's shop. While still some distance from it, she noticed a man walking toward her with short, quick steps. He resembled David Dorrance. Though the man glanced at her, he passed with no sign of recognition. "That must be Dorrance's double, the pickpocket," Nancy thought excitedly. She decided to follow him. The man did not pause until he reached the revolving doors of the Monroe office building. Nancy quickened her pace. Suddenly, the suspect halted. Half turning, but keeping his face slightly averted, he waved a white handkerchief. Wrong again, Nancy thought in disgust, coming to a stop. She recovered quickly from the unpleasant surprise and called Mr. Dorrance's name. Instead of replying, the man went inside. Disappointed, Nancy retraced her way down the street. She had gone only 50 feet when she saw Mr. Faber running in her direction. "I've been robbed! The thief went this way!" End of chapter 12.